You're like my last sip of alcohol. You're going straight to my head. You're like my last shot of whiskey. I'm drinking over again and again. Girl, you're driving me crazy. And Lord knows I'm already half insane. Well, there's a lot on the train. Girl, you're gonna be the end of me. I just don't know who's to blame. Who's to blame, yeah. Now we should probably end it all, since what's been done's been said. You're like a bad case of deja vu. You keep coming back again. Girl, you're making me crazy. Lord knows I'm already on that train. Hell, ain't that a shame? You're gonna be the end of me. I just don't know who's to blame. Who's to blame, yeah. Now we should probably end it all. You're going straight to my head, my head. You're like a bad case of deja vu. I'm drinking over again and again. You're driving me crazy, and I don't know if I can stand the pain. But here I stand just the same. You're gonna be the end of me.
Well, we're back on the Shady side, folks. This is season 2, episode 4, and we got my buddy J.F. Oaks here. We're going to talk to him in a minute, but we appreciate all the support we've been getting from you, the likes on YouTube and the phone calls and all that. We appreciate it so much. I've got my buddy J.F. Oaks here. Jeff, Jim.
I'll answer to anything as long as it's not incarceration or something along those lines.
Man, you've been playing music a long time.
Yeah.
And you were with a band for a long time. That band was?
The 484 South Band.
44th?
484 South Band. Yeah, they combined Highway 48, where one of the guitarists was born, and Highway 84, where the other guitarist was born.
And they got the name of the band.
That's what we ended up with.
Okay. And it was Southern rock?
Yeah. We put out 2 albums of Southern rock, mostly Twain Pygott and Kiki Schultz were the writers for those. But yeah.
All right, well, good. So tell me, how did you miss the British invasion and went to the Allman Brothers?
Well, I was in Monticello, Mississippi at the time.
Yeah.
So that kind of...
Does that explain a lot?
Well, ZZQ was the only station that was actually playing anything that was British at the time. And my parents were they were more Porter Wagner, Dolly Parton, Hank Williams Sr.
Yeah.
Of that variety. So, which I fell in love with that as well. And then just albums. Everybody that I knew had either Fillmore East or Gold and Platinum, or so that was kind of where I had to kind of search for anything other than that.
So the Allman Brothers. Who else were your influences?
Oh, good grief! Well, I mean, on the way that we'd drive out to Texas to my grandparents, and so my influences range from Johnny Horton, Hank Sr. I enjoyed Freddie Fender, that whole kind of country realm, and then when we got back home, it was right back to my friends and what everybody else was listening to, and then late nights of listening to album recordings on ZZQ, and they would play the entire album. So I would listen to early Pink Floyd, ZZ Top. I mean, Zeppelin's my favorite band of all time, though. So I just enjoy the range they have.
Yeah. So. But Southern rock was what got you.
Right. Yeah, we.
Yeah.
Short answer. Yeah.
All right. So, and you had two albums out with the 484 band.
Right.
And then you've got 2 albums out of solo music, right?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. When I left the band, I never expected to have. I expected 1 album because I was kind of working on it near the end there, but I surely wasn't expecting to get 2 out.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to listen to one of the songs from J.F. Oaks, and we're going to come back and talk to him in a few minutes and find out some of where he's been and what he's done on stage, and looking forward to that part of the conversation. But right now, this is J.F. Oaks.
Lord, the walls are closing in again, and I don't know if I can handle the sin. Crashing down like a runaway freight train. It's the end of the line and I'm bound and chained. Lord, won't you take these chains from me? Take them away, Lord, set me free. Yeah, I know we've been here a time or two. Lord, I'm sorry I slammed that door on you. We both know what I did was wrong. You know I never have been that strong. Hell, I'm not half the man I used to be. My chains grow heavy and I grow weak. Lord, won't you take these chains from me? Open my heart and set me free. Yeah, I know you've heard all of this before, but Lord, can I come back through that door? Lord, forgive me of all my sins. And can we gather at the river again? I'll bring the chains that are weighing me down, and I'll hand them to you, Lord, before I drown. So Lord, won't you take these chains from me? Forgive me how my sin, Lord, set me free. Lord, won't you take these chains from me? Forgive me of my sin, Lord, set me free. Lord, breathe on me. Lord, breathe on me.
All right, welcome back, folks. Music from the Shady Side. J.F. Oaks is my guest today, and I've known him as Jim, and so it's sort of hard for me not to just call him Jim every time I want to talk to you.
Back to
J.F.
that alias and incarceration deal I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Somewhat vaguely.
Jim, I need to bring up this, and I know this is something that's a little bit touchy for you, but I want to touch on it just a little bit, and that's your hands. You and I played a show together in Baton Rouge about 3 years ago.
Yes.
And I was sitting next to you, and when it came your turn to play, your hands were shaking. And I said, is Jim going to be able to get through this segment?
You were ready to help, which I appreciate.
I was ready to jump in, buddy. I was sitting right next to you.
Yep.
I may not have known the chords, but I'd have thrown something out there for you.
Exactly.
So what's the deal, man?
Well, I honestly don't like to go into it
I know.
at all.
I know.
But it's just a medical condition that I've had, and it gets worse depending on really what kind of day it is. But it's it's just such that I can't play the guitar basically anymore.
Yeah, you can
So,
write.
I mean, I can get
write.
through.
Yeah.
I use it to get through. At the studio at home, I can go through and take 30 minutes and run through one time, and then go back another, 30 minutes later, and maybe run through a little bit again, and kind of, do it like that. So I pieced it together like that. But it's just a situation. We've got it under control now. It's better than it was. It's stable.
Yeah.
So everything should be okay. But it's just I can't get out and play anymore. I actually thought West of Capricorn was going to be my last album, honestly.
Yeah.
When we did that one. So.
Well, that's why you had Gregg in here playing. Gregg Smith.
Yeah.
By the way, that was Gregg Smith playing guitar for Jim. And Gregg is probably the premier guitar teacher in Southwest Mississippi.
Absolutely.
And he's at Brookhaven Music and Sound. If you want to sign up for lessons, call Gregg Smith, because he is the guitar guru.
Yep.
What's some of the good? What's a good venue for you when you were playing on the road with 484? What's a good venue for you?
Well, it's generally not the ones you think it's going to be. Honestly, we were lucky enough to play some really big, nice venues. The Varsity in Baton Rouge is really fun, and stuff like that. But honestly, the most fun I ever had playing, there were two places. But we played for the Rock and Roll Marathon in New Orleans. And what you do is they have bands lined up for 20, or however long a marathon is, 25 miles or something like
26,
that. 26 miles. And they have bands every so often, every block or so. And we got to play one of those. You get there at 4 a.m. in February, but the people that you see, I mean, some people, the Kenyans went by, they were going so fast. We were at mile marker 12, and I'm like, I can't wait to see. Oh, there they went. There they went. They're really fast. It's faster than I thought. But when you get towards the back end of the line, you get people who are dressed up in all kinds of outfits. They're doing it to raise money for charities.
Yeah.
And so it's just, everybody is appreciative. They'll dance while they're walking. I mean, it's just a fun, exciting thing to play.
How many
like
times
that.
y'all do that?
3 times.
Outside, that's sort of like the blues marathon we have here in Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
do the same thing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
full bands, every block, another band.
Oh yeah, they pull out. It's a major undertaking. They take out portable stages and full sound, and throw you out there. And so those runners about every block. I mean, it's hundreds of people that are there. I mean, it's thousands upon thousands that are running.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
you didn't run.
Well, I got out of breath. Does that count? We only played for an hour, and I was exhausted, so I don't know if that counts. Yeah. I don't know what the Fitbit said about that.
Well, you've had a very illustrious career, and you're also a graphic designer. And not only have you played on people's albums and made your own albums, you've done the artwork for Virgil's albums and some of
Well, that's how I got started in it. Actually, Chris Hudson, I went to school with Chris Hudson, and he said, "Man, we're starting Route 1 recording up," and this was before even Black Dog Records was there, and he said, "I need somebody to do graphics for me," and I said, "Sign me up, I'll do it." So I was hanging out with, I get 90s or so, Virgil, the Kudzu Kings, which if you're from Mississippi, you know. Marah, the Continental Drifters out of New Orleans. It was just tons of people. Kerry Hudson was the main one. I actually played with Kerry. First time I ever played on stage was we opened up that Atwood Music Festival. Yeah. Chris said, "I got a cousin that kind of plays guitar." Okay, bring him in, I guess. Kerry Hudson.
Yeah, pretty good guitar player.
This is a good way to start.
Yeah, pretty good guitar player.
So anyway, but I was with doing graphic design, and
so you've done graphic designs for albums. You've done your own albums. Yep. What's the future? You got one more album left?
Well, like I said, we thought West of Capricorn was going to end it up, but I'm going to take. It's funny. I usually have long hair, and. So I told my wife, when I quit doing music, I'm gonna chop the hair off. So back in May, I chopped all my hair off because I was totally expecting to quit. I was shutting everything down. We're gonna shut the Facebook page and everything down. We're just gonna, it's just kind of too hard to do. So I did that, and since I've done that, I got nominated for a Josie Music Award. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to that. I got asked to be on the Shady side.
Yeah, there you go. You go.
You got to do that. And so I'm going to still take a break after a year. But during that year, I tried to stop writing. I stopped writing music one time for 10 years. And I can't do that.
Yeah, you got to keep writing.
So as long as I'm physically able to keep writing, I'm going to keep writing and playing.
Good deal.
And hopefully next year we'll have just a few songs that we can put out there.
Yeah, good deal. And your latest album is called West of Capricorn, and we're gonna. Are you doing anything from West of Capricorn today?
Yeah, 6 Feet Under.
Okay, all right. Good,
yeah, Gregg.
Good.
Gregg does a great job on that.
Well, we're gonna listen to another song for JF, and then we'll be back on the other side to wrap up this episode of Music from the Shady Side.
Sitting at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, my mind is racing, I'm on full throttle. Bartender, can we have another round? See my woman done up and left me. Now she headed right out of town. We'll spin it around. Yeah, I know I'm digging a hole, and I'm already 6 feet underground. So brother, don't you love no woman? She treats you like a dog in the street. She might take you home at night, but there's a good chance she'll get beat. See my woman done up and left me, and my head is spinning around all over town. And now my house just ain't my home. Lord, I'm tied to the tree like a dirty, dirty, dirty dog hound. Well, I'm sitting at the bottom of a whiskey bottle. My mind is racing, I'm on full throttle. Bartender, can we have another round? 'Cause if your true baby love leaves you, she bring you right on down to the ground, 6 feet down. And you can meet me at the end of the bar, brother, and buy a few more rounds to drink down. Drink 'em on down now.
All right, we're back. J.F. Oaks, west of Capricorn, 484 South Band. You've done it all. You've played a lot of Southern rock in your life, and we appreciate you coming to the Shady Side today.
Well, thank you.
And adding your songs to our little show here. And that's going to wrap it up for this season for Music from the Shady Side. We hopefully will be back for season 3. We'll see. When it just depends on a number of things. So, but we'd like to thank all of our guests. Brian and Ed were on the first one, and then of course Virgil was on the second one. We missed Virgil, and then Charlie Hewitt was on the third one, and now J.F. Oaks here. We've had a really good season, I think, on the Shady Side, and we're looking forward to more music from you guys, and looking forward to talking to you folks out there in YouTube land and Facebook land in the very near future. Music from the Shady Side. Thank you.